All right, I'm excited about my guest tonight. Yep, he's a good one, a special one. Coach Villiez. My first class, he was on, and he's came back to coach. It's an awesome story, just so awesome. Really is. All right, what am I doing? What the heck am I doing? All right, let me get him. Good. All right, come on. Wait for him to come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Wow, nice approach. Nice shirt, too. I like that. I almost wore that one.
I got the cutoff.
I almost wore that one, too, man. What are the odds of that happening? I got so much wardrobe.
I probably have all the same sweatshirts you have. So
You do. Let me turn on comments. I don't want to turn on comments. Good. So thank you for showing up here on this this great ratings talk show in the Barnegat era. So
yeah, I'm lucky I got a slot on this show. You've had some great guests so far.
You are lucky. I have some connections. I got you on. That was awesome. But let me introduce you to all those fans out there that couldn't wait to hear you talk today. We're going to talk to a guy that's dear to my heart. First graduating class. For me personally, that football class when I started the program was yourself and around 35 others with that. Coach Andrew Villiez, the success story. He's a Barnegat High School phys ed teacher. He's been an assistant football coach for many, many years, and he's now the head lacrosse coach for the boys team in the high school. Yeah, sport right there. You're a well-rounded coach around the clock, and you also did an outstanding job in the winter, may I add, in the weight room. Our boys got stronger, right?
They definitely did, yeah.
When you succeed, I get a contract extension. And that's the way I look at it, though, Coach Villiez. So I mean it, man. Trying to squash everything into a 20. How do you squash everything into a 20-minute talk? Here's the answer: you can't. Yeah. So we're gonna ramble about many different things. This show is unscripted. You don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna say either. That's the great part about this show.
I'm used to it, Coach. I'm used to it.
Great. Okay. I'm gonna mute you right now. Just put your lips. All right. So I'm sure you have some many stories from many sides of the angles of seeing yourself as a player where I coached you, and then you're coaching with me. So you were out of the coach's office, and now you're in the coach's office listening to the dialogue and all that stuff. Back then, I had long curly hair, right? Now it's kind of gone, but that's that. So I do get better looking with age, though. I do. Yeah. So that's great, man. I'm glad you're on the show. We're going to have some fun with that. Let's start off with quarantining. All right?
All right.
What are you doing in the household during this last 6 weeks?
Just, trying to stay busy. Tons of household projects to work on. Just getting little stuff done. And then, fortunately for me, I have a full weight room set up in my garage, so I've been working out a lot. Sticking with that. And then it's just a lot of time spending with my fiance and my dog, actually. It's pretty much just the three of us hanging out every day.
Wow. Well, see, in my household, it's different. I hang out with my dog and then my wife. The dog gives me more attention, and that's that. Now, quarantining, man, I'll tell you, when these kids come back, which we are coming back real soon, every kid's going to know how long 20 seconds is, because you supposedly have to wash your hands for 20 seconds. Isn't that true? Now,
right.
I do wash my hands. I'm very like this with my hands, washing 20 seconds. How do you count? Do you estimate? Do you have a clock? Do you have something there?
I'm all estimate. I don't really pay too much attention to it as far as time. I just try to get as clean as I can when I'm washing my hands. And
I'm Mississippian. A little in my football. I had 1 Mississippi, 2, 3 Mississippi. Now, here's my question to you. It's 20 seconds. Let's say you get distracted. You take your hands out of the water at 8 seconds. Do you start back and work from there, or does the clock start over? It starts over for me. How about for you? What do you do? I want to hear it.
I think my clock just keeps going through that.
Really? So it's
I'm not restarting the clock.
You don't have timeouts? You don't have
No timeouts.
Right. If you heard a couple of my other shows, my wife will sit on the couch next to me and won't say a word. She won't say a word. But yet, when I go in the other room and wash my hands, she has this thing. She asks me questions when the water's going on, and I can't hear her. What? What did you say? You know? And then she gets mad at me that I didn't thoroughly answer her questions. You know, and she calls me names, but that's my pet peeve. Do not ask questions when your husband is washing his hands. Social distancing now. I have no problem with it.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. I'm better looking from far away. I am gorgeous in social distancing. I really am.
You've been practicing for a while now, huh?
I have. My book's coming out too soon. Now, as football coaches, we teach totally opposite. We tell our players to put their hands in the dirt, get dirty, and fly to football and create pile-ups.
Yeah.
That's what we do, right? And now we have to do this thing, distance and wash our hands and, you know, Jesus. So it's going to be something new if we get back pretty soon. But hopefully we get back to normal and we can have our normal routine for everybody, all the kids out there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, just want to get back to normal.
So my daughters are laughing at me because they call me spiky. My hair's getting like vanilla ice. One day it's gonna slick it all back. I don't cut it. I just keep my visor on. I shave it around. Yeah, get my secret out with that.
That's a look.
Oh yeah, that's great. Now, hey, I want to talk about your resume in terms of your steps, like how you got to where you're at right now in that seat right now. Walk us back.
All right.
When you first started football in Barnegat, and take us, in your words, your experiences that led up to here, and then I will interject with some stories with that too. So take us through your resume.
All right. So it all started actually back in middle school. I wasn't a football player up until that point. You came to Barnegat, you started a new program. I remember you calling my mom maybe 10, 20 times, trying to convince her.
In one day, yeah.
Yeah, in one day. And somehow my mom broke. She let me play. And my first year was in 8th grade. It was our
Andrew,
first.
I'm going to interject with one thing.
Sure.
I don't know if you remember, when you were in 7th grade, we had a snowstorm the whole week. We were out of school the whole week.
Yeah.
What I did to recruit, because I had the 7th grade, if you were going to be 8th grade, we're going to start middle school football. I called up every male person in the school. Every guy in the school in 7th grade and 6th grade that was going to move up to be in the middle school football, I called every one of them up that whole week. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, but I did that. And our numbers for middle school football were 87 kids.
Oh,
in
no.
7th grade. Think of that. 87 kids our first year played when you were there. Go ahead.
So that year, didn't know much about football, so I had a slow start to my career. I was on the B team during 8th grade, but I learned a lot. We had a great coaching staff, and we were fortunate enough to have varsity staff as middle school players. Then I moved up with the program, became a starter from freshman year all the way until I finished. Post high school, I went to King University, played football there. Had an opportunity to play football and lacrosse, but chose to play football only. And then after that, I started volunteering as a freshman football assistant, also a stat keeper for lacrosse. So that started in 2011. I coached a couple years with Jared Burke as the head freshman coach, who was a great coach to learn under. He taught me so many things. Also, Mr. Coving, Coach Coving was on that staff too. So we had an unbelievable staff for a freshman team.
Yeah.
Me and Jared ended up moving down to middle school together. He took the middle school job. I went with him. The three, me, him, and Derek Rizzo, kind of made that program into something special while we were down there. 2 undefeated seasons. Great class with like Charlie Cotton, the Brian Ewings, the Morrises, all those guys went there as a middle school kid. So definitely a great time, great experience. And then from that point on, it was time to come back to high school, and I got called back up, and I've been with the varsity program ever since.
That's awesome. We're going to go back to your coaching days in a couple minutes, but I want to move back into your playing days now. you're playing. I want to see how much you remember.
Okay.
Right? I'll tell you right now, Andrew. I kept a lot of things that when I was back then, like I everything I do is goal oriented. Like I say, when you guys are starting high school, where do I want the program to be? When you graduate, where do I want to be? In 10 years, where do I want the program to be? And we exceeded everything that was on my thing. And one of the things was I wanted to see a player come back and coach. And that's something that was very, very special to me, that you came back and all that. But let's talk about your playing days. Do you remember the first meeting that we ever had in the middle school football?
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't.
Yeah, I remember I did, and then I brought our circle system to measure you guys up.
I remember that.
Yeah. So what happened was when I got hired, all these football equipment places said, we don't size anybody up, but yet I had a bank account that was going to, feed them a little bit. It was a pretty good bank account. So I said, okay, you don't do it, I'll find somebody that'll do it. And then all of a sudden, Circle System goes, we don't normally do this, but we will individually size up every athlete that you have. And they did. And he did. And he measured you guys up like rock stars. You know that? The helmet, the length, and this and that. But when we first took over, I remember Coach Burke saying to me, because you guys didn't know how to put the equipment even on.
No, I had no clue.
Pants on backwards. Remember with the helmets? Brandon Clark's popping they're putting the blow dryer in the helmets, and the things are busted. All the like, what are we doing, guys? Jesus, right? So we had to teach you guys etiquette, how to put your equipment on, and what's normal to feel like, what it's not. Like after practice, I'm a little achy. Yeah, you should be, right? We had to talk you guys through that. All you guys.
Yeah, you guys taught us everything.
I remember Alex Tynan. He was our star linebacker. He closed his eyes before he hit because he was nervous.
Yeah, so did Mike Riley. Mike Riley used to close his eyes too.
Yeah, well, I closed my eyes too when he tried to tackle people. I mean, I was nervous. But yeah, I mean, think of that. Just the nervousness and walking you through, you guys, and saying, look, guys, this is how it's going to feel when you make a play. That's great, and then we move you back, and then you do it full speed, and you guys started getting confidence as you moved up together. And that was the unique part of our program, is that you had the head coach that moved up with you guys with that. And that was a special class. I thought it was a great family too.
Yeah.
It was. I couldn't personally ask for a better situation to start a program with the environment we were given, with the culture of parents and players.
I agree with you. We had such a great group of parents and players, and it's one of the best experiences in my life still.
And loyal. They were loyal.
Oh, yeah.
They bought into it, and that's really, really important. So when middle school football, we didn't win our first 3 games. We didn't win.
No.
Do you remember when our first win was? Starts with an L.
Lower Township?
Lower Township, yeah. So of that, okay. So we went 5-5 that year.
Yep.
The first 3 games, and we got a lot of confidence. So now we're going into the high school, and God, man, the newspapers, radio, TV stations were all like, the high school's got a new program, and they were all excited. And you were part of it, so you were experiencing that whole thing. And we're a freshman football team with news cameras on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
We played our first game and lost.
I know. I'll never forget that game.
Oh, my God. Do you remember James Randall?
Yeah.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. He's coaching at UMass right now. All right? Let's call a spade a spade. James Randall out there is a college coach in the Division I level, but he was my corner.
Yep.
And we're going against a Twins coverage, and it was a 2-point conversion. That's how they beat us. He took the inside receiver and thought that was the most outside guy. Meanwhile, the other guy, he started behind him and threw an uncovered fade.
Yep.
And now he's coaching Division I.
I know, it's crazy.
Man.
Jim Randall.
Come on, man. Seriously.
I know.
I remember coaching you guys up. I ain't gonna say the guy's name, but it's Ricky Ferguson. All right? All right? Ricky Ferguson, we were in twins. And the same thing happened in our game. It was a JV game. No, it was a freshman game. And no, I'm sorry. It was a middle school. It was the first year. And we talk about sportsmanship. Yeah, you got to do this, do that. But in the game, you don't tell the other team, I'm here. Like, what you doing? So Ricky Ferguson was 5 yards from the sideline. Another receiver was like 10 yards inside in a twins look.
Yeah.
Other team did not see Ricky on the outside, so they thought that the inside receiver was the outside guy. So Ricky's wide open. So I'm like, throw him the ball.
Yeah.
He yelled out to the defense, yo, bro, come on over here. He went over and he covered him. And after the game, I said, what you doing? He goes, Coach, you teach us sportsmanship. Not during the game, though. We had a touchdown in that game. I remember those things. And we never did anything like that ever again. But that was a funny story.
Yeah, that's a good
with that. He didn't know what he was doing wrong. He thought he was telling the guy the right thing. Hey, guy, he's going to cover me. I was wide open. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. So, a lot of learning curves. You know, then we played JV. We played matter day football. The varsity team as sophomores.
Yeah. Man,
under the lights. We played matter day football under the lights and our sophomores beat Matter Day 21-0 in a game scrimmage. You remember that, right?
Yeah, we dominated.
So we played like 3 quarters in the game, and they were physical. We wanted to get you guys ready for varsity the next year, and playing a varsity team in Matter Day, we beat them 21-0 at our place, and that helped us go into the next year. And you know, we had some fun stuff with that, right?
Yeah.
Let's go right into first varsity football season at Barnegat. First season. When I got the schedule, the short conference coaches put us in a conference with us being able to play with them the next year. That's what they told us.
Yeah.
We didn't have a senior class, and it was a 2-year cycle, so they put us with the bigger boys, even though we didn't have enough of kids to match up with them physically, you know, in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame coaches that we had to go against, Dan Dunn, Vic Cabot, John Amieville, Bob Generelli, and Coach Donahue. They're Hall of Fame coaches that we're going against our first year, man. Wow. It was unbelievable experience. And still making the playoffs that first year was a great credit to the whole program and the community. You know, making it without a senior class was outstanding with that, right? Now, let's take the other side for you, coaching.
All right.
Now you're coaching. And I have a rule that I want my coaches to experience what the lower levels are and not just put them on the varsity level in our program. So it's like a feeder program. It's a minor league system.
Yeah.
You went on all levels coaching. Take me through your experiences, middle school to JV, freshman, all that stuff. And, of course, then we'll talk varsity.
Well, middle school was the perfect place to start coaching. Obviously, the kids are a lot younger, so they're a little bit more eager to learn some stuff. They don't believe that they know as much as the high school players know. So they feed off of everything that you give them. Like I said before, coaching with Jared Burke was such an influential experience for my coaching resume. He taught me so much about not just what was on the field, but how to handle kids, how to talk to kids, how to talk to parents, and basically just how to run a program. He was a great influence for me in that way. Then moving to the freshman team, same thing. Being with that same staff. It was just basically the same setup as how we had in the middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I had the opportunity to move up with kids, so I was able to stay with the class for an extended amount of years.
Right.
That was great. That was probably my favorite thing about it. Being there with the Charlie Cons, Dylan Ballas, the Morrises, all those guys. I got to see them grow up from middle school to varsity guys and college athletes. So it was a great experience going through it that way. And I'm so glad that I didn't just start out as a varsity coach and I got to learn by making my way up. And then when I got to varsity, the year before I got called up for varsity, I got to work with Dave Smith a lot, who is still, in my opinion, one of the best position coaches that I've ever seen. Everything that I do, I got from Dave. So he taught me how to coach DBs, how to coach wide receivers. So when I was pulled up to varsity, I was ready. I had a great line of coaches who taught me everything I knew, and I'm still using some of the stuff that I got from way back then. So I couldn't be more satisfied with my experience from middle school to freshman to varsity football.
Yeah, I've seen you grow, not only as a player but as a coach, into this coach now where you're also now taking over. I let you do the weight room, and for the off season and winter, you did tremendous job. The kids, when you're doing the weight room, you got to motivate the kids, and the kids want results. So if the kids bought into it, they got great results. Attendance was great. I really was so impressed on how you took the bulls by the horn and made it easier for me to do my things other than being in a weight room 24/7, because it was taken care of by yourself and the other coaches. And you did a great job with that right there. And you're into the weight program stuff yourself, right? You also, yeah, yeah. So you're into that stuff. Great. Before we go on to about your lacrosse, you got a busy summer, man, right? Coming back to football.
Oh, yeah.
And you're getting married to a girl who I really respect, and I'm so happy that you are, you guys are getting married. Amanda, she was in the second class of the high school,
that's right.
Correct? Second.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, not great. First is better, but
Not first.
I mean, you guys got to be really excited about the future in your household there, right? A lot of wedding talk?
A lot of wedding talk. Unfortunately, with the situation going on, some of the wedding talk isn't great because we're not sure if we're going to be able to do the size wedding that we originally planned. It's not looking like it's going to be a big wedding. But we're still going to keep our date. We're still going to get married. It might be in front of a courthouse rather than a big wedding, but we're getting married.
And I give you advice on the wedding.
Sure.
Just listen to her. Right? Whenever she says, "Go," listen. I was just like a cardboard box, just like she just told me what to do. I said, "Okay." I mean, all I had to do was repeat the lines. I messed that up. I might have called her a different name. I don't know, but I got the ring on my finger, so I guess it was okay. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I've never been so nervous in my life. Like I could be coaching or talking in front of thousands of people, but in front of a priest.
Yeah.
Got it. Like what? Like I was not prepared, man. I was not prepared. But so she, you got to listen to your future wife, and you'll have no arguments. It takes two, right?
I know already.
Yeah, we got I have 3 coaches getting married within a month, 2-month period. Wow,
Yeah.
Great. Wow, we're all settling down, man.
I know.
Jesus.
Still a couple of coaches that need to settle down, though.
There are a couple. And that's our next segment.
Yeah.
Right? And we will tell them that too. So great. Now, all right, you've now morphed into this varsity head football coach, and it's a successful one, which is very obvious, and our results of what's going on. Now you are the head coach for lacrosse. Tell me how things are going in your lacrosse program. Talk a little Barnegat lacrosse out there, because we got some guys listening right now on your team.
The program is definitely on the rise. We had such a good class. It's unfortunate they weren't allowed to play a season this year. The junior class that we have in right now that are going to be seniors next year, these guys are ready to play. There's a lot of talent there, a lot of skill. And then behind that, our sophomores and freshmen might be the best 2 classes we've ever had here. That's saying a lot because we've had some division.
Yeah, they're talented.
They're unbelievable. There's some unbelievable talented kids in that freshman and sophomore class.
They had good chemistry, leading up to this year too. It's a shame what happened, but maybe they'll come out with vengeance next year, though.
That's what we're hoping for.
So you've been you've been excited about this season, and you're going to have to fight the bullet a little bit and get ready for next year.
Yeah.
But you do have some guys coming up too, also at the lower levels too, right?
Yes, the youth program right now is the best it's ever been. Can't tip my hat enough to the guys that are running the program down there. They're doing a great job. So we're just looking to keep that momentum going. Like I said before, we're excited about that young class, and we're going to have a really good competitive team next year. So I know the boys are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely some frustrations to get out from this year.
Yeah.
Carrying onto the field, our brand new turf field next year. So the boys are excited about that. I'm excited about that.
My girl.
You really can't wait. The field looks great, by the way. I saw it yesterday.
So really, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. I know the kids can't wait. We're really anxious. It is, I mean, the way they have the different colors every 5 yards, like the LSU, that's something.
Yeah.
And they did a nice job. Coach Germano and our administration did a really nice job preparing this whole thing. And it kind of worked out, with it being built as we're quarantining.
Yeah, I know.
But it's amazing to see how quickly they do it, because before they were just pileups and they ripped up the turf. It was funny because I met the guys that were doing the field, and they go, "You're the head football coach." Yeah. And they just were ripping up the field. I said, "Is this a bad time to tell you I want the grass back?" Joking around. He's like, "We're already all in." I said, "I'm only kidding, man." But they love it. There was no distractions, and the weather was cool. Wasn't it amazing that in a season you had no lacrosse, the weather was beautiful?
Oh, it's the best it's ever been. the last 5 years, it snowed the first day of lacrosse, and this year it's been the nicest weather we've ever had.
Such a shit. Really.
Yeah.
Right. Watch when we come back to football, it's gonna be monsoons. Like
Yep.
Right?
You can almost guarantee it.
You know what? And if it does, we're gonna be so pumped that we're out of the house. Let it rain, bro. Let it rain.
And we got turf, so there's nothing to keep us off of that.
Yes, we do. And that field's gonna be utilized by all the sports too, which is fun. And we're it's fun because everybody goes football. We only play on it 4 or maybe 5 times a year.
Yeah.
You guys play on it, right? How many home games do you guys have?
At least 8.
Yeah. But
yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying? You put all that time and effort to just work at games. That's it. So it's a multi-purpose field for everybody to experience, which I'm excited about. Everybody's happy. I like seeing everybody happy, not just me. I'm happy too. But but that's it. I can't wait to get back, and I can't wait to have you tie the knot. That's going to be a good time for your family. It really is, and our family too. I know she's listening. Right now. Is she around the house, like listening? Like is she in another room? Like
she's in another room. Yeah, she's listening.
A different effect, right? Is she gonna come out and be like, "God, he's such a good talker, man. He's so smooth," right? Or is it gonna be a bunch of complaints?
I don't know. He's a tough critic, so we'll find out after.
Well, maybe she could join in with my wife and chime in, be like, she wants me to mess up, and my daughters do too. So,
yeah,
a lot of pressure internally here. So, well, it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Coach.
We do talk quite a bit with just football stuff, and this show right here is all about us talking 15, 20 minutes, except people are eavesdropping and watching what we're doing. That's that, right? I don't write my talks up with you guys. I just have people on the show that I have experience and relationships with, and I'll tell you, the guys that we've had on the show here, man, have been great. We've had alumni, we've had high school coaches from our program, high school coaches from other programs, I had NFL agents, we had John Germano. I got a list of people here that are going to be coming on their show. I got Todd Durkin. He's a trainer in California. He's coming on. Todd Durkin is going to come on within the next week or two. He's a reality show guy. Tony Rasiopi, quarterback guru out there and trains out. He's coming on. And like I said, I got other college coaches, and I got some other high school coaches, head coaches that I coached against in the past that are retired. I'm bringing them back out. Bob Generelli's coming on. Bob
Oh,
Generelli.
awesome.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to have him on the show too. So we got some good guests coming on in the future to keep me occupied. I don't even care if anybody else listens. We're talking. So
No, I'm looking forward to it though.
yeah, me and him just talking. That's that. So now we had you, we had Coach Petrucci, and that's it in our program talking.
No, Brenner.
Yeah, we hit a little stop and shop. He kind of was talking to me about the food, the lines. If you watch that segment,
Well, that was one of the early ones.
I had to break him in, man. I don't want to talk about. He didn't talk to me for a couple of days. He's talking about the lines. Like, dude, come on. But what are the odds of getting COVID on here?
Ooh, that's a tough ask, but that's a good guess to have on.
You think so?
I think so.
You think that he'll be good talking?
Oh, he'll be great talking if you get him on. I just don't know if you'll get him on.
Why do you think he would be a great talker?
Yeah.
Maybe I should. You know what I should do? I should put a questionnaire out in here. Do you want Coach Covey? Yeah, and see, vote, let him vote.
I'm voting in.
And then show him this is what they want. This is what they want.
This is what the people want.
You know what I'll do? I'll put a questionnaire. Which coaches should be interviewed first? Bang, the bang, the boom, the boom. Do you think we can get Burke on here?
No.
How about Coach Detroit?
That I think we can do. Let's get Coach Detroit on here.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who else do we have to get? We got so if we get Covey,
Leon.
Fitzpatrick's come on. He wants to talk about his wings.
Oh yeah.
Get me hungry.
Wing tour.
Yeah, the wing tour. Oh my God.
Why don't you get the whole wing tour crew on?
Can you do multiple?
I don't know. It's your show.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can get multiple in here. No. So whatever, man. All right, listen. You thanks for giving me your time. We talked about the past, and I'm more excited about the future. I really am.
Okay.
But I do like to look back on our accomplishments on the way where you were there, and we had some fun. We really did.
Yeah, we did.
All right, we're gonna have more fun though coming up in the next couple years too, guaranteed.
That's right.
We good? All right.
Coach.
Tell Amanda I said hello. No,
I will.
Thanks.